You're listening to Blind Chats with the Backroad Chicks.
Welcome to the Late Night Cruise.
The Late Night Cruise.
We're your hosts,
Courtney
and Brienne. Buckle in.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Doe, a deer, a female deer, ray, a drop of golden sun. Be a name I call myself, far a long, long way to run. So a needle pulling thread, la, a note to follow, so tea, a drink of jam and bread, and it brings us back to do, a deer.
Okay, we can't do this all night. Oh my gosh. We're starting. Hi.
Wait, we didn't record that?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, crap. They caught us on our late night ventures.
Late night venture number, being recorded.
This is true after many takes of our failed outro, because I sound like a tin can. I sound like a horse that was chewing on a tin can.
I'm kind of curious as to what that actually sounds like now.
Me. No. Just listen to me speak. I sound like I'm a horse on a tin can. I don't know what it is. I need to go for voice surgery. I hope that's a thing. I feel like my vocal cords need to be revamped. There is vocal cord surgery, but I don't know what they could do. I don't know. I feel like they need to fix whatever's wrong with the drag in my voice. I feel lately has been extreme. I don't know what it is, but I need some sort of clearage in my facial region to make me sound not like a congested tin can chewing horse.
Just give you a new head.
I'm okay with that. Then my eyeballs will work.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, that's the plan. Who wants to fund this?
Oh, go fund me. Go fund Bree. I could have my own website. Go fund Bree. Hey, y'all, get in touch with Elon and be like, listen, if you can send rockets to the moon, you can reconstruct my retina's optic nerves. Let's go.
Do it.
Do it now. Get in the chopper.
Oh my gosh.
Could you imagine all the shenanigans I could get into if I could see properly again?
Oh, that is a terrifying thought.
I used to be able to race and drive.
Uh-oh.
What's fun?
Uh-oh.
Oh, the games we could play.
Oh, the games.
I feel like that brings us to today's topic.
It does. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi. How have you been?
We are the Blind Chats with the Backroad Chicks.
The Backroad Chicks.
We're the Backroad Chicks.
And we're up for another late night cruise.
As always.
Yes. And today's dedication, non-sponsored of course, we're dedicating tonight's episode to Wendy's.
Yeah. Wendy's and their chocolate frosty.
Wendy's and their chocolate frosty. We're dedicating this to you, Wendy's. Thank you for your tasty little treat.
Thank you for your tasty treats. We'll have to figure out how many times we can use that without getting them to sponsor us.
Oh.
Or maybe we could get them to sponsor us.
Oh, maybe we could do that.
You know?
That is a thought. It's better than getting a pizza sponsored. Nobody likes pizza.
Hey, whoa.
Listen.
Calm down.
The thought and the logistics behind the pizza are great. Toppings, great. Bread, great. Cheese, great. When you put it together, it just kills it.
No.
It's like nachos at a restaurant. They can never get the ratio right.
They never put enough cheese on nachos.
They never spread the toppings out or layer it. Then you have a whole perimeter of naked chips. If I wanted naked chips, I would buy a bag of tortillas.
It's true.
Exactly.
You know, I realize like we're a few minutes in now. We still haven't discussed our topic.
I feel like we've changed it from games that men and women play to apparently food and toppings.
Tangent.
Squirrel! Our intended episode for today was talking about the games that men and women play with each other.
And we are not talking about board games, folks.
We're talking about mind games.
The finest kind. You know, we all do it.
Absolutely. And where do we begin? I feel like it's a whole game of cat and mouse. And it's not a game of mouse trap.
No.
It's constantly on the roll, on the chase, and on the chase. And I'm quite fed up with it.
I agree.
And I feel like
I really have an opinion on this because,
really?
I
feel like you have some experience in this category.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe a few.
Right?
Yeah.
Even vicarious experience.
This is true. I do have a lot of vicarious experience.
I have a lot of hands-on. No pun intended.
Okay. Where do we start?
Oh, that's a great question.
I don't even know where we start, honestly.
You know what? I'm not sure either. I could just say that I'm fed up, and I don't know which sex is worse, men or women. And I can't make an excuse for women. There are some psychos out there that play some fuckery, and I feel like women play more of that like manipulation guilt game.
Oh, totally.
But I feel like guys play that deceitful like love bomb, like that classic love bomb, friggin' 3-month like honeymoon phase, and then switch up.
Or are afraid to commit.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we should talk about that. The commitment issues and the fears and the phobias. And then they run away. They run away when they get what they say that they want. But they say that we're complicated.
Yeah. I mean, we are.
Ish.
Because half the time we don't know what we want.
I don't think that's fair to say as a generalized statement, though.
I guess. Maybe not. Okay. All right. I'll say this. I think that women have an idea of what... Okay. Everybody has their fairy tale ending.
Well, yes.
Okay. Every woman has their fairy tale ending, and it doesn't look the same for every woman.
Correct. We all have our delusions. Thanks, Disney.
Thanks, Disney. Right?
I mean, I'd love to throw my hair over the balcony and have my prince climb up and save me like fucking Mario going after Peach for Bowser. But that ain't gonna happen.
You know, I'd love to have mine serenade me. You know, that'd be... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with a boombox of the window.
Oh, my gosh.
I always said if my future husband really knows me, he will have like a romantic song and gesture, and he'll be at my door
will he
with
say
a panda.
Anything?
He will bring a ball of Schweppes ginger ale, and not because I like Schweppes, it's disgusting, Canada Dry for the win, but he will hand me a ball of Schweppes and a panda and be like, because I want to tell everyone I Schwepped you off your feet.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Sometimes it's not about the romantic gestures. It really isn't. Sometimes it's just being present.
And honest.
Honest is huge.
Which brings us to the game. Like, honestly, guys will do anything to get, play hide the pepperoni. But do you know how much respect I have for a man? Even though I'm not a one-night stand kind of girl or a girl that just wants to sleep around. But I have respect for a man. If you want to be a hoe and you don't want a commitment and you just say it up front like, hey, I'm looking to smash. I just want to get my dick wet.
Yeah.
I'd rather them just be up front and say that because guess what? Down the road, if by some grace of God they get their way and I change my mind and decide, hey, I'm going to have a floozy fest or something, I'm going to go with a person that's like clean, legit, straightforward, no playing games, just laid it out, said it how it was, and wasn't trying to give me this bullshit of course I want a relationship, baby. I'm looking for the same things as you. Mm-hmm. I'm Rico Suave. And then all of a sudden, bam, the mask falls off and out comes friggin' Jaws.
Totally. I think that I agree with that. I think that, everybody has their hoe phase.
No.
You don't think so?
Nope. I never did. In high school,
neither I.
I was jealous of people that had a hoe phase in high school. I'm like, why can't I be like that?
Oh my gosh, I know. So did I.
And now I'm like, what? Glad I wasn't a cum dumpster.
I think, oh gosh, no way. But I think that, when a woman goes, if a woman is going to, see somebody, it will, unless she's, found them on Tinder or she's found them, specifically for a hookup, no woman out there wants to have a one-night stand.
Yeah, fundamentally, I would agree. I mean, of course, there's those outliers that seem to, non-commitment and just casual. But I think fundamentally...
But even in a casual sexual relationship, it won't last.
No, somebody always wants more.
Somebody always wants more. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that the line gets very blurred very quickly.
And that's where it fails.
That's where it fails, because a woman will always want more than, granted, there are women out there that just look for the fun. They are totally up for the one-night stands and the casual hookups, but I think that that's probably an exception and not a rule.
Although from experience, too, there's been guys that want more and you just don't.
That's fair, too. There
are a lot that it happens. Always one of them wants more and you never know which one it's going to be. And when you think it's not going to be you, bam, it's you. And when they think it's not going to be them, bam, it's them. It works both ways, but you never know and you can't predict it. It's just, I don't think on a fundamental level, that's what people want. People ultimately want to pair off.
I agree. I think, but I don't think that, like we spend so much time looking for the right fit and the right person that you look for specific qualities and you like they have to tick each and every box.
Which is unrealistic.
And it's totally unrealistic. There's no way.
And people often lose and run away from the 80% they have to chase the 20%. And then they're upset when they get the 20 and they're like, oh, I'm missing 80%.
Yeah.
Without realizing no one's ever going to be 100%.
Yeah. And we obviously, okay, like, let's be honest, we aren't relationship experts, okay? We know this. But I think...
I'm a serial monogamist.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now I just run away.
I've always been in that position. I've always been the runner. Bullying aside.
Right? I'm not even going to blur their names. The Daves have caused me to be a runner. Yeah. Now it's like Fort Knox.
Yeah, nobody's getting in there. Huh?
No, now I'm Gal Capone. Like, you coming up to my wall, I'm gunning you down. Gal Capone, like, back off, get your own sound. Like, I got my Tommy guns dual wielding. Like, oh my goodness. Don't even fucking get beyond the southern regions here. Like, there's a whole chassis built and a shock system.
Right?
Like, don't try me.
I don't know. And I've never been that type. I've always been, I run away from a lot of stuff too. I run away from a lot of relationships that I shouldn't.
And you see, that's the problem. That's where the games start, is that I feel like the games start so that the older we get, the more experiences that we have and the more we've been burnt and scarred and tarnished. And then people either consciously or subconsciously or both play games often as an insecurity or a protection measure, or because they're not past their previous traumas and then drag it on into the next relationship. Or one person's healed and the other person isn't. It's a whole mismatch. And then it's just constant games and testing the other person and not being open. Because when you're younger, in your 20s, and I'm just saying this from experience, I could be wrong. Like, let me know what y'all think. But when you're in your 20s, you just go with the flow because you don't know. You don't have experience. You don't have anything to compare it to. You're just in the present moment, seeing how it goes. And that's when a lot of the romantic things happen. They start because you're just honest and genuine with and to each other.
Well, and the spontaneity. There's something to be said for spontaneity too, right? Like, you don't have that as you get older. It feels like there's a time crunch. It feels like there's less time for you to accomplish those things, and there's less time to have those experiences.
Well, then your neural circuitry has just been wired over and over to relate new input and new experiences to the past. That's all it is. Our future is a prediction based on the past.
Well, and then you have people like me who are in their 30s that have never had the experience of a high school sweetheart. They've never had an experience really in the dating world. And it's an entirely foreign concept. But you get to the point where it's, I'm past the point of wanting to play games. I don't want to play mind games, and I don't want to be like, but I feel like the mentality of my mentality is very much, it's stunted in this particular scenario because I didn't have all of, the my 20s playing games.
And I would venture to guess and answer this question for me, Courtney, is that don't you feel that going forward into your next relationship or dating scene or whatever it is, you're not going in jaded because you haven't had those experiences, so you're less apt to play games because you don't have the need to protect yourself from the things you've previously faced?
I think that there is an element of that. Yeah, absolutely. I think that on the whole, I am jaded in terms of humanity. I don't have a whole lot of trust for people.
Nope.
And even though I haven't been, quote unquote, hurt in a relationship, I have absolutely been hurt by men. None of them I was not even really sure what I would classify the relationship as. I don't know. Again, because
how do you classify relationships nowadays? That ties into the games,
right? It's not a boyfriend girlfriend. It's a situationship
or a manipulationship.
There's so many different
financationship.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it just came up with it on the spot. Thinking of Schmeeb.
Oh, okay.
I like to support the homeless.
I thought you were.
I'm the Mike Holmes of men. I think I can build and fix it. Apparently, like Bob the fucking builder over here.
Oh.
Right? Here I am, nail and hammer, boys! If you have more red flags in the Communist Party of China, I'm your girl. Let's go.
Bring it on, baby.
Please bop me upside the head anytime I ever decide to make a man cookies, because that is the prerequisite for disaster.
That is your flag. Okay.
That is my flag. If you ever hear me saying I'm going to make a man cookies before we're like fully committed and he's like declared me, just take me out behind the shed.
Okay.
One bullet, one shot, Sunset Ranch. Goodbye, Felicia.
Sunset Ranch.
We all know right there it's destined for failure because men should put in the effort first to prove themselves. See, that's my jadedness.
Right?
I feel like we squirreled, and that's okay.
We did squirrel, and I'm sorry. I'm kind of like, we're a little bit in traffic right now, so I don't want to be.
We got plows to the left and plows to the right, and we're stuck in the middle with you.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Yep. Hey, it's kind of like dating. Clowns to the left, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
And I'm wondering what it is I should do. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't classify anything that I have had in life as a relationship, quote unquote. It's never been, I don't know. It's never been mutual. Like if I've ever had a crush on somebody or if I've ever liked somebody, it's usually has not been reciprocated.
Okay.
And the positions that I find myself in now in terms of relationships and in terms of, what I want is, to say the least, complicated.
Okay.
But I don't know. I feel like to some extent there are always games being played. And I'm talking about tit for tat.
Oh my gosh, the tit for tat.
Yep.
Oh, I can't stand it. Oh, it's so true. And I feel like times have changed though. So I've had long-term relationships and almost marriage. But then as times progressed and I got older, as social media started to become a thing and the internet became a thing, I feel like it's become a keep up with the Joneses more and more. Nothing is good enough. Fast-paced, external validation. It's like, the Sears catalog or the Toys R Us catalog back in the day as a kid?
Yes.
You browse, you circle the toy, you dog-ear the page. Well, now I feel like people are going online, 600 different dating apps, Facebooks, Instagrams, Tinders, freaking Hinges, whatever. And they go on there and they're like, oh, pick this one. Oh, I don't like this one. Next week, bye. Oh, flip, right, left, right, block, ghost. It's a ghost nation. Everyone wants more and no one has those old school values and morals. And it really chaps my ass.
Okay, here's a question.
Answer.
Okay, so being somebody who, did you ever, did you date in high school? Did you have?
Yes.
Okay, so being, quote unquote, normal in terms of.
Far from it, but
okay, but you have dating experience.
Yes.
I don't.
Okay.
Now, my question is, at my age, I'm 30, how old am I? I'm
34, almost 35.
No, I'm almost 34.
You're almost 30. Yeah, I lied. You're right. You're almost 34. Oh, I was aging you.
Oh,
even wow, I almost aged myself because I'm like, yeah, you're 2 years younger.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So, tell me this.
Okay.
At 33, 34, we're close enough. Do you think it's possible for me to know what I want without any previous experience?
Fully no.
Okay.
Because I think it's a learn as you go. And I think it changes over time and over experience and over getting hurt and maturing. Back in the day, I wanted the blonde hair, blue-eyed, tall jock guys. And now I'm like, bleh. I'm like, now I want my lumber snacks.
But I don't think about it in terms of that. I think about in terms of,
not even just that, but back in the day, sometimes you want different traits. You're like, I want the funny one, the wild one, the one that wants to go out and party and all that stuff. And now I'm like, no, I don't like that at all. The values change. I want someone that's hardworking, chivalrous,
that's what I'm getting at. At my age, I think of that in terms of what can I see myself settling down with? What can I see for the rest of my life? And knowing what traits that are attractive to me that, to be honest, have always been attractive to me. Having the same inklings, having the same desires and attractions to the same things since I was a teenager, whether or not I pursued them or they pursued me. The men that I have gone after fit a certain mold. And even though I don't have the quote unquote dating experience, I know what qualities I look for. I know what things that I am attracted to, but I also know, like, have you ever heard the saying, like, you know, if you can see your future in their eyes, or you can see your future, like, you can see what life looks like down the road when you look at them?
Yes.
Okay. Like, I've thought about that, and I've thought, okay, could I see myself with this person? Could I see myself with this person? Like, I've had those moments.
So I think there's a twofold. There's two roads to this. So hear me out.
Yeah.
So road number one is, yes, you have your values and ideas and the things you want and you look for. Without the experience, if you find that within someone and it's mutual and there's reciprocity there and you go for it and you're in a relationship, then that could turn out beautifully because you don't have anything to compare it to. You just know what you want, and if it feels good and fits, then you go for it.
Right.
So that's great. It serves you. Now, conversely, if you have all that experience, then when you say you find that same person and then you're with them, but because you have past experience, that could play into, and you'll start comparing. You're like, oh, well, this person is missing a little piece of what, like, John's missing a little piece of what Bob had, and I wish John had what Bob had, and I could put it in here. It's almost like it muddies the water. So the experience or lack thereof experience can actually help or hinder you. It plays into both factors, so it might actually be a blessing. It's like when people, they talk about when you sleep with too many partners, that the more you sleep with, the less likely you are to be able to commit down the road because you've had too many different things.
Too much experience.
Yeah, messing up the pot, messing up your psyche, your soul ties and your soul connections are spread, and you can't commit to that monogamy as easily as somebody who's had less or one sexual partner. I think it's very much the same in the dating, which is why I love the old school values. Like, they chased them, they pursued them, they made it, they stuck together for 60 years, and those seem to be relationships that are everlasting. Right. I don't see that nowadays. And that's where I think the games come into play, because people think they know what they want, they say they know what they want, and from experience in my age category, our age category, those guys, and I'm not just singling them out, women are messed up too, but those guys with all these like partners or casuals or one-night stands, they think they know what they want, they say what they want in a good one, then when they get her, they get scared and they run away and they play games, they make excuses, they'll friggin' love bomb you, they'll tell you you're too much, they'll cheat, they'll lie,
or they'll completely pull away.
Yeah, they'll just ghost, and then some of them will zombie, and you're like, oh, fuck, you resurrected, you ain't Jesus, bro, go back to the tomb. Like, you know, it's a whole, I think experience is a detriment. I think social media perpetuates the lack of commitment and fosters the gameplay, because there's always a replacement. There's no scarcity anymore.
No, it's like, oh, well, I've met this person and like they tick some of the boxes, but not all of them. Okay, move on. Like, I don't even want to give them the time of day.
You know, she made me wash the dishes and I don't want to have to. She's a nag. I want something more lackadaisical. Bye. And then they get that one, but that one's a big, huge bimbo and runs around dressing like a trollop, and they don't like that either. So they get rid of her.
Yeah, totally. I don't know. I feel like you find, I didn't believe in the concept of soulmates.
I do.
I do now. Which is a very long and complicated story, but I do now, and I am the first to admit that I feel
you
like
wrong.
I was wrong. Absolutely, I was wrong.
It's okay to be wrong, Courtney.
It's okay to be wrong. It is okay to be wrong. But I also feel like, you kind of want the flip side of what you have. Like, I have no experience and I have none of the, while I don't have the full heartbreak, I definitely know what it feels like to have.
Oof.
I do know what it feels like to have my heart broken.
I think I'm the poster child of heartache.
I think you are too.
Yep.
But I also think that the part of me that wishes I had the dating experience, the part of me that wishes I had the dating experience is the naive part of me that wants to be enough.
Want you to want me. I need you to need me.
But does that make sense?
I love you to love me. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm listening. Yes, it makes sense in wanting that experience, 100%.
But because it makes me feel like I want to be enough.
I think fundamentally everybody wants to be enough and to be loved. We're meant to be social creatures. We're meant to be paired off and love each other and work together. And that all makes sense. It's just, how do we get there? And how do our experiences and demons and insecurities and wants, needs, and desires mesh up with somebody else's? It's like the mold needs just jive and click together and flow forward.
Yeah, like you just find someone that you're completely in sync with.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people change every day and all the time, but it's you change together and you grow together and meet each other's unmet needs. And I think the part, again, that really creams my corn is when they get there. Like you talked about how it's never been mutual or reciprocated. For mine, it has. Like there's been instances where it's like, oh man, these guys and I, we were all best friends. I don't even know if I should say their names. I'll just be their initials. It was like T, M, and Z. Those were the three guys. TMZ, ha ha! That's funny. We hung out every day, all the time. And T and I, like, he had a crush on me, and then I didn't. Then I had a crush on him, and then he didn't. It was back and forth. And it just never came into fruition. And then M had a thing for me, and then Z had a thing for me, and then I had a thing for Z, and that kind of went ish somewhere and then not. And it's like a whole chaotic thing, but I feel like nowadays, and it gets so bad.
Whoa.
Sorry, that was a pothole.
Sorry, that was a good one.
We just fixed you, baby.
Oh, no.
Not again.
Not again.
Oh, no.
Sorry, baby.
I think that one wasn't. Oh.
It might have been the same one.
Oh, we need to sue the city. Listen, Manasnoba, get your shit together because we're coming.
Right?
This is BS. Like, we're paying good money. I feel like you guys are leaving the potholes up because you're in cahoots with the tire companies and the rim companies to get a kickback and royalties for damaging all's cars.
Right?
So get it together or we're coming, and this is being recorded live and in Technicolor. You're going to get sued. Infrastructure Department.
Where were we?
Okay, anyway, yeah. So reciprocity. Oh, yeah. But now, and again, I keep going back to the internet. I keep going back to the more instant gratification, keep up the Joneses, nothing's ever good enough culture. Nowadays, I feel like it's such a mess. Like, as soon as you go, and I don't know why I feel like it correlates, but now I find that men, I feel like the biggest game they play is they act interested. They sit there, they pursue you, you're inadvertently playing hard to get, you're not interested because you're guarding yourself, you're trying to make sure you don't get hurt, and you guys have long conversations over and over, you hang out, you do all this, and you're on the same page. You guys want commitment, you have the same values, you have the same beliefs, the same goals, all of these things, and the instant you reciprocate the interest back, all of a sudden, they pull back. Now they're not interested. Now they're playing jealousy games, or now they're taking days to reply to your messages, or playing aloof. They're not making plans. They're canceling plans. They're being evasive, and all of that stuff. And you're like, what in the F happened?
Yep.
And it really pisses me off. It's like, if that was your intention the whole time and you don't have interest, then go away. Stop playing games. My name is Brianne, not Hasbro. You want to play Hasbro, you want to pick up some dice, then go. Don't pass go. Don't collect your $200. Go to the next board game because I am not your girl.
That's right.
Check yourself.
Yep, I agree. I totally agree.
Like, stop wasting both of our time because it's not going to go anywhere. So what was the purpose of it? You're not getting what you want. I'm not getting what I want. You're causing yourself more drama. And then they're like, oh, you have to be our peace and not our problem. No, bro. No. You can't be at war within yourself and want peace. You need to know what you want and be peaceful in yourself to accept the peace the woman is offering. But when you come in with games and drama, that's what you're going to get. Mm-hmm. You're causing your own grief by being incongruent with the things that you say. And then you blame us. But if you just ran away from the get-go, if you knew you weren't interested, you weren't taking it seriously, and you knew what she was about because she was consistent from day one, then walk away, spare both of us, because your behavior is going to affect our behavior.
It totally is.
We react based on what you put out.
Yep.
So if you're putting that out, or if you're rude to us, or you're acting weird, or you're switching up 3 months later, it's the 3-month rule. Every 3 months, as soon as it hits that mark, it's like they switch up. If you didn't do that, we wouldn't be questioning you, and then you wouldn't be playing games. But I feel like the games seriously start with them.
Totally.
Now, I'm not saying women don't start it.
No, of course, we do. We totally do.
But I really do believe that a lot of times the men start it, and there's so many unhealthy men and women out there, and that's women's fault too.
Yep.
For the women's movement, the emasculating men, the I'm an independent woman, I don't need no man.
Yes, right? Totally.
And, like, cutting them down and not allowing them to feel safe or have a safe space for emotion. That's on women.
Yep, totally. I agree.
That's my rant, and that's how I feel about it. I don't know if you want to weigh in on the games or your perspective.
No, I totally agree. I think that that's a great way to look at it. I think that, like, we absolutely have toxic traits and toxic qualities about each and every one of us. We all have them. It's how you are who you are. Like, you will have toxic traits.
Mm-hmm.
It's bound to happen. You live. You are alive. You are on planet Earth. You're human. You interact socially with people. You come with baggage. Guaranteed.
Yep.
But I think that when you find someone that you mesh with really well, you kind of lose.
You don't want to play it.
You don't want to play the game.
It's true.
And, like, there is a difference between the chase and playing a game. Okay?
Yes.
Like, there's a difference between I want something out of this and I know what my end game is.
Mm-hmm.
And pursuit just for the reason to pursue.
Right.
Right? Like, if someone is pursuing you for not the right reasons, that's a different story.
Correct.
But if their end game is to make something of it, and their end game is to settle down and have this, like, that's a different kind of game.
Yes.
And I don't think that that's a bad thing, because I think that it's a pursuit. I
don't think that qualifies as a game.
It's not, because it's not like
I feel like games have some malice attached to them. Or
maybe
like they have some toxicity.
Toxicity, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But a pursuit really doesn't. There's a positive intention.
I think that the line that blurs there is, like, there is this distinction between pursuit and games, but if there is pursuit with no intention, or if there is games with no intention of pursuit, that maybe becomes something.
Yeah, I feel like it's a conquest.
Yeah, it could be
a conquest versus a pursuit. Like, I feel like a conquest is more of a, I'm going to get what I want, I'm not in it for serious, I'm just another notch in the belt or something like that. But a pursuit is like, I want this person. I want to take this to the next level.
And run with it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that, obviously everybody is looking for that person. Everybody is looking for that other person.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a matter of realizing what's right in front of your face sometimes.
That is very true. I love what you said, though, about when you find that person, you don't want to play games.
Yep.
And it's so true. And you can feel when someone has a toxic energy about them or something's not quite right.
Yep.
And I mean, I can speak, like, two of my guy friends.
Oh, deer!
Hi, Doe!
Sorry, we just saw some deer on the side of the road.
Oh, hi, Bambi. Squirrel. Ha, deer.
Sorry. Deer. Ha.
Ding, ding,
Continue.
Ding, ding, a ling. Oh, where was I? Oh, hi.
Not wanting to play the games.
Yeah, you don't want to. Oh, right, the two guy friends. Yep. Like, if I look at two of my guy friends, one's like super close. He's like a doofy younger brother to me. Yep. Love him to death. That is like, we can talk about anything. There's no friction at all. And like, that's one thing with a friend, like the opposite sex friend. At one point, one of us wanted more. And then because it was toxic and not reciprocal on both sides, games were being played.
Right.
There was like ghosting, there was mind games, there was leading on, there was avoidance, all of that effing crap. And that's where the toxicity comes into it. But then when I look at my relationship with my other guy friend, which I'm really, really surprised and pleased with, is the fact that we don't bring games to the table. This is a whole refreshing new thing. And like, we're friends, but we've blurred that line. But there's no malintent. Like, if one of us is upset, we can say exactly why, and we talk, and it just jives. We can have a healthy conversation. And I feel like that's how anyone that wants to actually go into a relationship should be.
Yeah.
But it might just be because the personalities can actually mesh. And that's when you're going to pursue a romantic partner, that's what you kind of need to look for. Does this person have healthy qualities, healthy communication styles, and how do they handle conflict? How do they handle trauma? Because if you can get through a fight, if you can get through trauma, if you can get through conflict, seeing how they move, seeing how they respect others and their family, and seeing their level of loyalty, commitment, and track record will really show the kind of person that they are.
Yep.
And I really think that communication causes and solves 95% of all problems.
I agree.
And if a person can't do that and your communication styles don't jive and your love languages don't jive, it's not going to happen, and that's when games are entered.
Now, do you think that a game... Okay, here's a tangent. Do you think that a game could be a dance around something that is reciprocated on both sides, but neither one wants to jump in for head first?
Ooh, yes.
Or
yes. Feet? Like there's an elephant in the room and they're dancing around. They're like, I like you, but I'm not telling you. Like that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that comes down to insecurities, like fear of commitment, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of being hurt again, like 100,000 things. I see it so often.
Yeah.
And it's like an unspoken, like, you know, you're into each other, but you're scared for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like you're tiptoeing around it and you're tiptoeing over the line.
Yeah. And you're like passively like suggesting it, but you're not saying it.
Yep.
100%.
Or you can pole vault across the line and just, run back scared as soon as something serious starts to...
Yeah, like Schmeeb.
Yeah.
Oh, you hiding, boo-boo? Oh, you couldn't handle the heat, so you left the kitchen, boo-boo. Sorry.
But that's what I mean. Like, you're getting to a point where, okay, like, this could be something.
Absolutely.
And the lines have been so blurred, like, there's definitely an attraction, there is definitely chemistry, there is definitely something more.
Yes.
But one or both back off because they're either scared or non-committal or they're something.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's what each person has gone through, and that fear, that running away or that avoiding is going to be different for each person. Like for me, for instance, mine is I don't want to get hurt again because every time I thought somebody was interested based on their words and actions, I turned out to be blindsided or smacked in the face. So now I need that extra reassurance that someone's actually interested in me. I need them to write it out on crayons, like, take me to Montana's, draw it out for me, and, like, spell it in fucking Crayola so I know. Like, I don't know.
But how would you know then?
I don't know.
Because how could you read it?
Shut up. I would take a picture and send it to you and be like, Courtney, validate this. Okay, and then in case you were trying to punk me, I would send it to a few of you and take an average. I'm like, okay, all y'all.
Like, how close are your friends, really?
Right? Yeah, you know what? Trust issues, man. You gotta have some serious trust in people when you can't see shit.
It's true.
Don't let me end up with an ugly man. I want a lumber snack.
Tangent. But it's interesting though, isn't it? Like you think about.
Well, your insecurities have to
totally.
They have to dance well together. Like my insecurities, and the future person's insecurities would have to complement each other and support each other.
Yep.
And I also you touch on that topic. Have you been in that situation, or what does that feel like to you? What would your insecurities be?
Oh boy. Well, the not being enough is always an insecurity.
Yes, I agree.
I think that, speaking from my overthinking mind, because anybody that knows women knows that we overthink.
Yep.
My brain goes, I will never be enough for this person. I will never be entirely what they want.
Yep.
And it makes me want to fit that mold. It makes me want to do things that I wouldn't normally do. It makes me want to behave in a way that I wouldn't normally in order to receive approval.
And meanwhile, the most attractive quality is being authentic to who you are.
Right. So when you find someone that calls you on that and says, no, this isn't you, you get the, okay, it's yeah, you know what, you're right. This isn't me. This isn't something that I'm, this isn't something that I do. I don't want to do this. I don't want to behave this way. But at the same time, you're desperately seeking that approval because you've seen something that you want.
And that makes sense. That'd be the insecurity you bring to the table, because ultimately you want to be secure within yourself to know that you can be your absolute self no matter what. And that's the person that fits a good mold.
Well, and when the behavior has been reinforced by so many people,
yes,
like, like you're constantly told that you're not enough.
Mm-hmm.
And even without that help, we do believe it.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I've been thrown away by most people that come in, oh, I love you, I want to be with you forever, you're the epitome of what every man wants. I want you to be the mom to my kids. And it's like, cheats on me, leaves me for his ex, goes back, all those things. And then you feel like, okay, well, when's the next shoe going to drop? You
got to understand, like with everybody and their baggage, right? Everybody comes with their own traumas. Everybody comes with their own
Yeah, but then leave me alone. If you're not going to stay, go. Don't pick me up and throw me away.
Yeah, level with me, be honest with me.
Exactly.
If there is no chance, tell me that up front, because then it's going to save me a world of hurt.
100%.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because if you actually love someone enough, you're not going to throw away gold, you're not going to throw away treasure, you're going to keep it.
Yeah, you're going to keep it, and you're not going to play games with it.
Absolutely. And then if there's an unspoken rule, would you rather be trapped in a familiar hell? And psychologically speaking, people are apt to doing that because they've been neurally wired to do that over and over and over. It's all they know. So change is scary.
Yeah.
So people are more apt to be stuck in a familiar hell than go for a healthy change and shift with someone that makes sense for them. And then they're scared because of the baggage.
Well, and I think that the finding somebody that is the yin to their yang, if you will, their perfect match, finding that person is scary because, they've been through the ringer and they don't want to make that choice again. They don't want to jump in,
Exactly. They want to make the wrong choice. They don't want to be stuck. They want to be trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's the 80% versus the 20% argument.
Yep. Absolutely. Right? And you have to water the grass where you're standing. If you don't water the grass where you're standing, then it's not going to grow. But people leave the spot where they're standing to jump the fence and think it's greener on the other side. And 9 times out of 10, it's not, because the grass is green where you water it.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I feel like, all in all, don't play games.
Yes. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. Be authentic, genuine. Take a risk. Take a leap of faith. Without risk, there's no reward.
With no risk, there is no reward.
And fear is just false evidence appearing real, so face everything and rise.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I hope everybody finds love and happiness.
Yes, me too. I'm sure we'll talk about this again.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a great subject.
It really was.
It really is.
So insightful.
Aw, this is fun.
I'm glad we could share this. I hope this touched some of you and kind of hit a spark. And I'm interested to see a kind of feedback or insights, especially on like games and experiences and how to overcome them, how to challenge your fear.
Absolutely. Yep. Take a leap.
Absolutely.
I think that's pretty simplistic.
Exactly. If you want to play games, go play Snakes and Ladders.
Exactly.
Until next time.
Until next week. You're listening to Blind Chats with the Backroad Chicks. Thanks for joining our late night cruise.
For help keeping your drive alive, please tune in next week for more shenanigans.